Hello everybody, welcome to episode 33 of the GrowCast show, and this episode is kind of special because it's going to be one of a kind of bilingual episode. We have with me Noonal Farina. She's a senior group associate director with OrangeTee's, and especially for her, we're going to have two segments to this episode, one in English and one in Tamil. So a bilingual episode. I won't be doing the Tamil segment. I have got a special host for all of you as well to do the Tamil segment. But I want to kick this off by asking my most favorite question, which everybody must answer, which is, Noonal, what does being better than normal mean to you?
Being better than normal means embracing both winning mindset and also losing mindset. I think we should be excited as much as how we win. We should also be excited and be grateful for losing as well, because once we start to lose, I think that's where real game changes. We tend to go deeper into the topic and we learn even more and further and become expert in it. So I think being better than normal, it means embrace all the challenges and be happy when there is a rejection and also if we are losing.
Very nicely said, because we learn so much more from our failures than our successes, right?
Exactly.
And what about you, Noonal? Noonal, what makes you better than normal?
What makes me better than normal? I would say every day we've been discovering about ourselves. So in this line, when I was working for the past 8 years, I've been working as a property agent. What I have discovered is that I have been highlighted often that I have some emotional intelligence. So that puts me a little better than normal. Being empathy towards people and self-awareness and being a communicator, a great listener, it puts me above the average. That's what they tell me. So I feel like being emotionally intelligent is very important, and together with being creative. So being creative allows me to solve the problems which a lot of people couldn't even imagine that it can be solved. So with creativity, I think it puts me on a better than normal platform.
Very nice. And let's go a little bit to your origin story. Maybe we can check. How did you get started in the real estate industry?
Okay, when I was in uni, I was thinking about, I was really, really frustrated with all the assignments and late night assignments, right? So what I thought, there should be some other way that I have to enjoy my work in future. I cannot be doing this all my life long. So initially, I started off with insurance. I took all the 5 cert, I became an insurance agent and worked with a bank. But I realized that 9 to 5, 9 to 6 job wasn't that much of a convenience for me. And it's like kind of like robbing away my freedom. So okay, I decided to change the product from insurance to a property. So that means same skill set, is just that a different product. So I'm happy and I love the freedom, and I cannot think myself to go back to a corporate world again.
And Noonal, for yourself, maybe if I could ask, how do you help sellers to market their unit?
Okay, that is the fundamental of my job. I have to sell the house in a creative manner, but of course we have to use all the latest method and not forgetting the traditional methods as well. So we use social media, tour creation, and we use professional photographies. We take professional videos and we reach out to every potential buyers through traditional method and as well as digital marketing. So in this manner, I'm able to get the buyers, as many buyers as possible, to leverage on the highest selling price.
Makes sense. And so for yourself, what are the 3 things a customer needs to know before engaging a property agent?
Okay, before they engage a property agent, I think they should know what kind of track records the agent is holding on to, the years of experience, what are the categories they are well-versed in. It can be commercial, HDB, or even a private, industrial. So by finding out, you know that you are putting your HDB to a commercial agent, I think it might not make that much of sense, but then again, there are agents doing everything. Like for myself, I do commercial and HDB, that is fine. But then again, we see what kind of experience they have. I think all this boils down to, once we sit down and talk to them for at least an hour to 2 hours, So we will know that if the person is able to take your property to the next level.
Okay. And maybe if I could ask, what are the 3 common misconceptions about buying or selling a home that you've encountered?
Actually, there are many misconceptions. Let me tell you the 3, yes. Okay, the firstly is that they feel like whatever the asking price, okay, whatever asking price is like, for example, they read the newspaper today, the 4-room was sold at 1.4 million or 1 million, and then they want their house to be at 1 million as well. So this becomes very unrealistic because there are many factors for that $1 million. So even despite that, the sellers will say, no, put it at this market, the actual value is about 500 plus, but they want it to be like 800. So when I put it up as 800K, it becomes, I'm actually hiding the listings away from the potential buyers because those buyers are not looking into 800 budget for that area. Right? So asking price doesn't mean it gives you the highest proceeds. Yeah. So end of the day, it's how we are going to sell at the realistic price because it can be affected by ethnic quota, maybe the facing and everything. And also the very misconception, which I feel is the very popular one, is the renovation side. Okay, people feel like I spent about 100 over K on my renovation, so when I sell, I need that back. Okay, but we are staying in Singapore, multiracial, racial society. So a Muslims, Malays house won't be suitable for a Chinese buyer or a Indian buyer or Indian buyers for a Chinese. So end of the day, they will tear it down and make it into their likings. So they decide based on the size, the location, and of course, amenities. So I feel like still now, I really feel all the first-time buyers, when they beautify their house, they are going to sell in 5 years' time. But then they actually renovate extensively, thinking that they can sell it for a higher price in time to come. Okay, and that misconceptions will be definitely not engaging an agent because we really need agent at this point of time. Even for a simple HFE, I can tell you that I've been doing for my clients HFE. They are supposed to apply themselves, but they need a lot of guidance to it. There are many terms and conditions they don't understand. So by engaging an agent, even a HFE or any calculation part, timeline part, all will be taken care of and eventually gives you the satisfaction of getting a better, smoother transaction because we are only doing a few transactions in our lifetime, maybe 1 or 2 are major transactions. So I think it's better that they choose the real estate agent to go through with it.
Noonal, what advice would you give someone who is buying or selling their house for the very first time?
Okay, for the buyers, actually, they need to know what is their actual budget and ad hoc how would I say that there are a lot of hidden costs as well. They need to know like a maintenance fees, like stamp duty, commissions, and all these. They have to list it down before they actually come up with their correct budget. It's not like 500 means they can buy at 500 because there will be a little adjustments to it. So for buyers, they have to sit down and calculate, and without overstretching their budget, they have to stick to their home loans and their they have to be a little prudent with their finances before they take off.
So Noonal, what do you see as the biggest challenges facing the real estate industry in the next few years, and how do you think they can be addressed?
Yes, I think this is one of the greatest problem all of us facing. The market is shifting here and there. We have inflations, we have interest rate that will definitely affect the investment decisions, and also affordability of housing. Nowadays, first timers they are not cash rich, but then the prices really went up from people who can afford to get a 4-room 2-3 years ago now can only afford to get a 3-room. So it become such a gap that they have to address that as well. They have to do some adjustment with your loan. Now it's not possible for one spouse to be working. The other person have to work to manage the overall finances, and also shifting policies especially in Singapore. We have a lot of shifting policies, new policies coming up. So we also have to address that. We have to be careful with the policies coming up, new policies, though they have to be aware of it. But luckily, we are in Singapore. I think it's well managed. We are well balanced, and we're actually stabilizing, in fact. So in few years' time, these are the changes that we will be expecting. But to prepare for this, I think we can start off with poly students or even secondary school students to expose them to all these scenarios and educate them so that when they become a home buyer and seller, it becomes easier for them to deal with this.
Do you feel though that the younger generation is ready to take on adult life questions like housing?
Okay, because most of the kids nowadays, they get affected because there's a shifting going on at home because they might be, for example, I know a neighbor, she's been shifting for 3 times within for the past 15 years. But the child was actually telling me, my mom keep changing houses. I don't know why. My friend is staying there for so long. I have to change school every other year. So I don't really like it, Then I was asking him, why do you think? No, she wants bigger house and then she wants lower house. Sometimes she's saying, I don't have enough money. Oh, I can make money. So they are thinking now, now that kid is actually awakened by these experiences. So I'm very sure they are ready to know about this. I think they will love it.
Makes sense. And can you share a success story from your career in real estate and what made it particularly rewarding for you?
There are many that I went through. That's why I've been sustaining for the past few years because that's what really keeps me going. One such scenario is that a couple who just married actually released from the prison a few years back. They didn't own a house before at all, and they are in their 50s. And they've been staying in the rental flat for many, many years. And their dream is to actually own a house. So when they come to me, when they call me up, I realize that they don't have enough slips. During the HFE time, we have 3 months slips, 6 months slips to get a loan, but they don't have it. So what happens is that I have to go down to appeal to MP and write into HDB, saying their conditions because they are very, very much capable. They are still employed. It's just that a little adjustment needed for them to own the house. So after all that saga, I think we managed to get them a beautiful house and they're very happy, very grateful. And till now, I'm still talking to them. They'll send me good morning messages. So it makes me so happy, yeah.
How do you balance the needs and expectations of both buyers and sellers?
Me, myself, is a buyer and a seller. So I have my own expectations as well. So it's nothing different. And I will put myself in their shoes and definitely try to understand what is their fears and concerns. And then we will come to a common ground and then work from there. So it's easier. So they know what I can offer and I also know what they want.
How do you handle difficult clients and what strategies have you found to be effective in resolving conflicts?
Every time I hear the word difficult clients, I will only feel more empathy for them because it's not that they're really difficult. It's just that they didn't get an answer from any of the sources. So that's why they keep on looking for an answer for their questions. So until they find, I think they become difficult to some agents. So we have to sit down and then definitely listen to what is that they really want. So I have to go and find out the answers for them. Once we give them the answers they need, definitely they will be more welcoming and communicate with them, stay professional, and they will definitely, it's easy to win their hearts to work with them.
Sounds good. Maybe if I could ask a very common question as well. What is COV?
COV, it's not so bad and it's not so good as well. Why is it so? Because COV is actually a cash over the valuation. You're paying something that is over the value, right? So it's the value is 500, yet you need to pay an additional 50K to it. Why is it so? Is that fair? Okay, COV, cash over valuation, allows a person to get the specific desired property among the crowd. if there is a lot of competition, by paying the COV, he's able to secure the house. But again, COV is not really so bad, because some of the time, the 20K, 30K that they are paying additionally, can be worth it, because the house might be really well renovated, and they find that they're saving a lot of cost and time, so they will go with it. So I think COV currently for the past 2-3 years has been attacking our EMs, EAs, jumbos, and even some of the popular location properties.
Sounds good. And talking about location, how important is location in purchasing a real estate in Singapore?
Okay, location is one of the prime factor and the major decision-making factor for many sellers and buyers currently. Location because they want to live near to their family, location because they want certain schools, location because they want to leverage on the market in future, so they want to get better returns on it. So location is very, very important in Singapore especially. But it is shifting a little further. A little adjustment has been happening recently, because location is not a major issue nowadays for some of my clients who perceived certain location has to be strictly right. So is that, for example, a few years back, if I want to go to Sephora to get certain makeup products, I literally have to go to Orchard Road and get it there. But then we have it now in Causeway Point, even in Jurong East as well. So it makes a lot more easier. We have narrowed down, so we are balancing. So no more like, is your house near to MRT station? No, it's like how many stations are near to MRT station. So we are becoming more accessible in Singapore. So I feel like location-wise, we are becoming less concerned actually.
Sounds good. And Noonal, how do you advise your clients to not overstretch their finances?
Always, okay, before we get to a private property or a HDB, definitely we will go through the numbers. For HDB, we have the HFE, and then for private properties, we have bank IPAs. So all these will determine their maximum budget that they need to, they are prepared for. And on top of that, of course, if you can buy for 1 million, doesn't mean you have to go for 1 million. Tone it down to maybe 70% of it, buy on the purchase. So in that manner, for all the uncertainties that is were to happen in future, will be very much manageable.
And I think it's a very common question that you get as well, which is, should Singaporeans buy a new launch condo or a resale condo?
Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you. Now, a lot of my clients are thinking whether it should be new or a resale. Okay, now why do they want to go for a new launch? New launch is preferred by many investors because of it's new, brand new. There is a chance of doing a sub sale even before the TOP and make money even before you collecting the keys. And also it's a relatively new renovation, new estate, and everything is new. Right? It is preferred by a lot of investors. Why resale condo? Of course, maybe it's a family who wants to get nearer to the schools, and then they want rental income. So people who prefer a larger houses, a bigger houses, usually they will go for a resale condo. It is actually according to their preferences, and of course to their situations. Someone's for family stay, someone's for investment purpose. So based on that, I think they can make a choice whether it's a new or a resale.
Sounds good. And why are Indians in Singapore scared to take a loan?
Okay, this is yes, I personally, even in my household, yes, even my parents and uncles feel like bank is something like taboo, like you're not supposed to get attached to bank because they will put a lot of interest, you won't be able to pay, they will not entertain, and a lot of pressure will come down. So that the pressuring factor because we are very comfortable with HDB loans. HDB is like something like Singaporeans are well protected like a baby, and it's like cushion. You feel like you don't really have to worry much. But for bank, it's different because they are very strict on the payment, and but of course they're very generous in giving loan as well. But then again, why we Indians don't really prefer is for the family, for the security, maybe past experiences they had. Maybe that could be the reason.
Okay, and this is another interesting one as well. Can Singaporeans get a third HDB loan?
Yes, very much possible, but all by case basis. I did for some of my clients third HDB loan. Of course, there will be a slight increase in the interest rate, but otherwise they are still able to get a HDB loan based on their scenarios. We can work on it. Yes.
Sounds good. And that was episode 33, the English version of it. And we're going to be back with the Tamil version, especially for our Tamil speaking guests. And that was Noonal with me, Noonal Farina from OrangeTee's. Thank you so much, Noonal. And we'll be back for part 2.
Thank you, Vicky.